It's okay. The silence can be cut
deadly.
out.
Yes, especially when you fart. All right.
There we go.
Unique Noise presents Who Are You? Where we interview you and get to know you on a deeper level. With your hosts, Joel and
Sam.
This time around, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. More pronounced would be the one where we started yapping about time travel and places where we want to visit. Yeah. It got pretty interesting when I said my answer.
And even more interesting when I said mine.
Yeah.
But actually, Joel's answer was much more interesting. Hang in there, though, because it's a doozy.
Yeah. All right. And, of course, some other stuff, but here's a quote by our great Scottish, well, hopefully he's Scottish, because when we try to figure out how to pronounce his last name, that's what came up.
We did do research. Make sure we weren't fucking up.
So
It did say he was Scottish.
his name be Sam Heughan is what I got from that pronunciation, right?
I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right. And it goes, I'd love to time travel. Pretty sure other people said it, but that is a quote from him. He has also said it.
Thank you for paying attention.
Well, someone has to.
Thank you for paying attention. It's really fucking helpful. I mean that sincerely, even though it sounds like I'm mad.
Well, I meant what I said too, but not in the tone I said it.
No, I get it. I do appreciate that, because I would have just started recording and then we'd have to stop and start over again. But we didn't have to do that. But we're talking about it anyway, like it happened. And now no one's going to believe that it didn't happen because of the way that
The way you will edit this.
I won't. I think this is funnier.
Oh. Hello, sir. We'll start off with some fun fact or hobby you would like to share, interest, passion.
So a little fun fact is I finished writing my album.
Nice.
Like yesterday.
Amazing. Hopefully one of the songs we'll be playing on at the moment.
Maybe not. So I finished writing it, which is the big thing. I've been working on some songs it's been probably a couple of years now, which I had meant to release a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. But things have developed since then, and I'm doing my first album with vocals on it.
Okay.
I've been putting a lot of pressure on it. So the whole writing process with doing lyrics with music, which I had done maybe a couple times before, but not to this extent, I guess. I finished or finalized the lyrics yesterday, and I'm going to start playing around and making sure that everything sounds good everywhere, and then I can schedule some time to record the vocals for it. And then hopefully this year I will be releasing the album, which would be fantastic, because it's just this huge weight on my chest every day. I can't with it. I need some time in between this project and whatever I'm going to be doing next. But yeah, fun fact is the album is written. It's finished. I just need to finalize and record vocals at this point, which I'm not terribly looking forward to, because then everything after that is stuff that I don't want to do. Like, I know I have to do a music video at some point, which I don't fucking want to do. And I already have like the concept in mind for it, which requires me to buy an inappropriate amount of
Prosthetics.
arms. Yeah.
We've talked about that part before.
Yeah,
sure.
because it's still the same concept. Like, I need a bunch of fucking arms. Like a swimming pool's worth of fake arms is essentially what I'm thinking about, which sounds ridiculously expensive for no reason outside of like, well, this is the thing that I was thinking about. So let's do it and let's spend all the money. Fun fact.
Yeah. Woo. Right. Now be my turn. Fun fact.
How many accents did you just flow in and out of there?
Sorry, it's natural.
Yeah, there was like Australian and then like bad English.
UK, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's go.
I partake in D&D every now and then. Usually with one group. I don't like float around different groups, but it's just one group.
Do you guys have a name?
No name.
Okay, well, you guys need to get on that stat.
Nah.
Like
think
the... Like the Joel's Holes.
Well, that would be great, but I'm not the DM, so...
Okay, what's your DM's name?
His name is Henry Cavill. No, but it is Henry.
Come back to me.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got nothing.
I think this is our... Well, it's a continuation of the campaign we had before holidays started. Mm-hmm. But we're getting back into it soon. Like I was talking to you, like there's a lot of like fun around it, but it also needs a at least consistent or very good DM to host it. Because if you don't have that, you don't have nothing. Because someone needs to take charge of the way the story goes.
Yeah, you need like the director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know another group of friends that have tried to like get everyone interested in it. And we have had a campaign as like a birthday campaign essentially, so it's like a one shot kind of thing.
That's cool.
Which those are fun, but again, you need that DM there that's good at the storytelling, good at the improv of the way things are going to go, because you can try and direct a group to do certain things, but one or two people of that group will probably want to go a different route.
Yeah. I get it. I'm one of those guys. That's exactly what I would do. Yes.
If that if my other friend group actually has, well, the one that did it did a good job of making everything and all that stuff. So, but it's only when he wants to do it, because I would only trust him to be DM. Maybe someone else in that group, but I know I wouldn't be a good DM. Even though like I've kind of like swam in that thought pool of like maybe.
So maybe you wouldn't be a good one right now, but you do.
I have an interest, but I don't think I'd make a good one.
Will you let me know when you're feeling a little more confident about that, and we'll do a D&D thing here. Because I've got at least one other person who will participate. But I think, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we can figure that out. If you want to be a DM, we can we can record that. We can figure that out.
Sure. I'll let you know.
Okay. We'll just keep that in mind as you're participating in your campaign, in your upcoming campaign, and just take notes. See what happens.
Yeah. All right. That does it for that stuff of interesting notes about our sales. Yeah, so what is the worst thing that's happened to you?
Like, things are pretty cool. Like, things have been pretty stagnant. And
yeah, because I'm like, recent stuff, like, do you have anything that you've grown from previously that was the worst thing that happened? Because recent ones are like harder to fucking figure out.
We're gonna need to change how this question is asked. Because maybe that should just be something about growth.
Yeah, what's something that's happened in the past that you've grown from?
Yeah, like or a recent lesson that you learned.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna leave some of this in here because this is in real time. I think people would want to hear like the process where we're actually thinking about this shit. We're not.
We're also growing here.
Yeah, we're not. We're not trying to present ourselves as completely put together. Like, we're willing to change and do things for the better. I think something that I've been growing from lately is taking things less personally, which is very difficult for me because I take everything very personally. Usually.
Really?
Yeah. Like, if someone's like, oh, I don't want to hang out today.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And why now, today, when we're supposed to hang out, they don't want to hang out with me? I'm like, what the fuck happened? What did I say? Oh my God. Like, I tend to be a little dramatic in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been actively making sure that I'm not doing that stuff, which has been great for my mental health. Because then it's like, oh, I texted this person and it's been 10 minutes. That has changed from a, why the fuck don't they want to talk to me? To a, I'm already doing something else and I'm literally not even thinking about that anymore. Mm. And when they text me back, but I've literally already moved on to something else.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm bad at texting, but I'm good at texting when I see the text happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not constantly on my phone, so.
Yeah. and same with me. It's like I try to be on my phone as little as possible every day. Because the more I am on my phone, the worse I usually feel. Because then I start getting into social media, and then it's like, I think we talked about this, where I'm like, oh, so-and-so just released an album or a song. And I'm like, God damn it, like, I'm fucking up. Like... Yeah, so I tend to stay away from that stuff as much as possible.
It's difficult when that kind of stuff happens. For me, I mean, I guess I kind of start thinking that route too, but even less because I'm not too in tune with how things are, or I don't overreact about like if someone does or if someone says like, hey, not hang out right now, or I'm like, okay, cool. Win. Win's another good time. Now, if they start, like, once I say that, and they're like, oh, let's not hang out ever, then I'm like, okay, poor why. It's like, what happened? What's going on? That's when I'll start.
Did people actually say that?
No.
I don't feel like anyone... No, I don't feel like anyone that
a lot of people
anymore has said that. They're just like, they just don't talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ghost thing. See, even that, like, the ghosting or, like, not messaging you anymore.
Yeah.
After you ask, like, the initial question of... Especially, like, when it's been a couple days.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, man, like, what's up?
And no one's responded. It's like, okay, cool. You either saw it and now you think it's too late to respond, or you just don't want to respond at all.
Yeah, my response to that is always just kind of like, all right, message received, I will fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to message you anymore because I've now sent you 2 messages. And now I'm starting to feel stupid. So, goodbye. Thank you.
No, yeah. Texting is a lot more nuanced.
I hate it.
And so do I.
I hate it.
Which is sometimes why I just go to a phone call if I like really want to find out what's going on.
Which
like,
is
at that point, it's like,
because I hate being on the fucking phone, but it is best.
Yeah, and it's easier to find tone when you're in a phone call than it is to find in a text. Because some people like just are bad at texting in general in that sense.
Yes.
And I've noticed it more on social media where it's like you see something and in your head you're like, okay, that sounds like someone would be sarcastic. Mm-hmm. But you didn't put anything there that would make it look sarcastic or nothing like that. So now I have to kind of take it at word,
Right.
and then you see in like replies and stuff like, "Are you being sarcastic? Like, are you this dumb for real?" Or blah 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 blah. I'm
Right.
this is why text messages are so horrible.
Well, it's because nobody knows what the fuck you're thinking about. Anybody. Like, anybody. Nobody knows what the fuck you're thinking about. If you don't tell somebody what you're thinking about, there's no way that you can expect anybody else to understand.
Yeah. No one's a mind reader.
No, they're not.
Cool. That's good. Well, I guess mi turno is Latin for my turn. Something that I've grown from is definitely getting a good feel for like the situation I'm in at the moment. Because like it was harder with younger me, like reading the room. And I had a lot more difficulty, like at least talking. That's more or less why I've never talked too much. Because I'm like, all right, I need to observe like what's going on and all that stuff. I still every now and then do like keep quiet and observe, but I feel a little bit more braver, like actually being part of a conversation and stuff. But yeah, that was always hard for me growing up, for sure.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
But continue.
Honestly, part of it does have to do with some of the games I've been playing. Overwatch, and right now it's Marvel Rivals. Because there are roles in those games that are support. Like supportive roles. And that's what I gravitated towards because, again, I'm like standing in the background trying to get a feel for like, hey, this guy needs help. Let's go help him. Or,
Right.
Comm-wise, you need to talk a little bit more. I don't in that sense because that's a little bit more faster paced. But it's at least gotten me to a point where it's like, okay, I'm here standing back. I'm realizing what's going on a little bit more quicker. Everything's kind of like the pieces are kind of going together in that sense. And then
You're
once
looking at things from like a bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like that again, that just translates to just me. If I can do that in a quicker paced game or something like that, it's a lot easier to do it in like real life because real life isn't really going that quick.
Yeah.
It's something where it's like, oh, that just happened or.
Well, it's training.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's training or conditioning where like runners will go up to the mountains where there's less oxygen to train so that when they run on the track, it's easier.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's smart.
Like I said, very difficult when I was younger, but now like since I'm older and everything's kind of clicking now, a little bit more easier. And I'm like, okay, cool. This seems to be working.
Nice. Well, I'm happy to hear that from you. That's great. That's great. That is good progress.
Yeah, and then this is another part of it too. It's like this podcast is another helpful way of growing as well. With that,
I can add on to that I do think, like at this point we haven't even released anything, and I do feel like this podcast has been doing like good things for me. Because I think even just at like the heart of it, or like strip away all the mechanics or whatever, I think just meeting up with a friend every week and hanging out for a couple hours is probably like infinitely better for both of our health in general.
Agreed.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, shut the fuck up, man. Stop talking. Yes, time travel.
Yes. When and where and what would you do?
First of all, thank you, Joel. That's an excellent question. The moon landing, being around during that time, I think would be very interesting and like energizing because I feel like people were so excited about it because there wasn't like a ton of entertainment or there were inventions and stuff and advances in humanity and stuff, but that was like a huge fucking thing at the time.
Right.
So I think that would be very interesting to experience firsthand. with other people at that time, and also I wouldn't mind having an outfit from that time. I think that would be cool.
Oh, yeah. Wait, would you want to take part in it or like just be a witness to it?
Even just watching it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. No, like just experiencing how that was for everybody. Time travel, Joel. Let's go. Where are you going? What are you doing?
You know what? Where am I going? Let's go to D-Day. Just to essentially witness a lot, because I've seen it in like a movie, like a Saving Private Ryan, how D-Day happened.
Okay, so you want like a legitimate experience. And
yeah.
You want some fucking trauma is what you want.
Sure. We'll go with that.
You want some real trauma.
Because we've explained this before, because I want to go see dinosaurs and stuff that were encapsulated in this thing to kind of just bear witness.
Correct.
So knowing that I am safe, that is somewhere where I would like to see exactly a turning point, essentially.
It sounds horrifying to me. Like, just be like, I'm just gonna hang out on the beach while all these kids get ripped apart by bullets and blown up.
It's a good history lesson.
Yeah, it's a good history lesson if you're trying to prove a point about why we shouldn't fucking fight each other. Cool. But to each their own. I can respect that from a certain extent, though, where I'm like, yes, learning history, I think, firsthand, or learning about something firsthand as opposed to being told something is very different.
Yeah.
And I do think that there's probably a lot to be learned from being, let's call it like an exhibitor, a time-traveling exhibitor during that time. I do think that there's probably a lot of things that can be learned. I would hope that you would come back and write a book or... No,
yeah, because the one thing I do want to observe, especially from like the beaches portion of it, is did things go exactly as planned as their playbook planned?
I'm sure it
like
didn't.
how was the improvisation point from there? Like
Gotcha.
who went what got taken over first?
So you kind of want to see...
I want to see a full timeline, essentially, of
Gotcha.
how it got taken over.
I guess I can get behind that. That's interesting. Because obviously their initial plan did not go according to plan because people were getting fucking slaughtered left and right.
Yeah.
But our troops took the beach.
Yeah.
So it's
they pulled it off.
Yeah, I get that where you're like, I want to follow the motherfuckers who were like, hey, plan's gone to shit, audible, let's do this, and then boom, we won. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I condone your time travel.
It's just not to... I know it started off as like probably... this guy just wants to see people get killed.
It sounds horrible when you say it. Like, yeah, I just want to go hang out at D-Day for a little bit and just kind of like watch.
No, there's always a point to my my chaos.
I can see that.
Well, I have me bowl, so let's see if I can reach it this time. Let's find the topic.
I think we're finally getting to topics that we haven't actually done.
There may be one left, but...
fuck it. I think it's TV.
Yeah. No, we already did talk about that.
Okay. I don't know then. There's too many topics in the bowl.
That is the one I was thinking about, but we did talk about it.
There's literally too many topics in the bowl. We could never count them all.
No.
But there's probably like 20. Is it television?
No, but this is another topic we have talked about.
Oh, great. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about cars.
Okay.
which is a fun topic.
Okay. So, what specifically about cars? You want to talk about favorite cars? You want to talk about dream car? You want to talk about if you could realistically have a car right now, what would that ideal car be? Which is different than a dream car.
Kind of. I want to go with that.
Okay.
I wasn't going to phrase it like that, but I was going to just say, like, what kind of... If you can envision a concept car or something that would eventually come out, what point or what features would you like in that car? Essentially, if you got to build your own car, what kind of features, what kind of car would you want to be driving?
How in-depth are we talking about in terms of features?
For right now, I would assume any standard feature is a standard feature.
Okay, but are we talking about from like a design, or are we talking about mechanical?
Both. So design-wise, if you have something envisioned that's different from what's already out there, or something that's already similar to something else, you can just say, like, oh, have it look like this Lexus or this Toyota or this Honda or Ford. Or if you have your own envisioning in mind, like maybe a design inspired by a certain animal or something like that.
Gotcha. Hold on, I want to look something up real quick.
And then mechanic wise, just like what kind of features mechanically would you want? Would it be EV? Would it be hybrid? Would it be gas? Hydrogen?
So I think it would definitely be a... See, and I'm just speaking from experience, though. Probably like a crossbreed between a GTI and the Homer. Do you know what the Homer is?
Yeah, Hummer. I thought you said Homer.
I did say Homer.
Oh, you did say Homer? Then I don't know what a Homer is other than The Simpsons.
Yes.
And the Odyssey.
There's an episode where Homer builds a car.
Oh, yeah.
With he finds his long lost brother.
They don't call it the Homer, do they?
They do call it the Homer.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
So that mixed with the GTI. I for sure want like a turbo in it because I like the quick acceleration. I'm not an asshole when I'm driving, but I do like to be able to get myself out of situations in a quick minute or quick sec because there's lots of idiots on the road, I believe. I see them all the time. I'm debating on whether or not I should start sharing my dash cam footage. Just really poor decisions, I think, on a lot of people's parts on a daily basis. And I get it to an extent where you're kind of... You're on autopilot. You're just driving to work. You're just driving home. Like, it's just straight shot. And I'm like, yeah, but pay the fuck attention because you're driving a vehicle and you're going like 65 to 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's like a misstep can kill somebody or 10 people. Like, Jesus Christ, there's so many people on the road.
Yeah.
So, yeah, turbo's always appreciated. I think on that note...
Well, I'm assuming if you're putting turbo, it's either hybrid or gas.
Yeah, it'd be great if it was a hybrid, because then it'd be saving more gas mileage. Oh, that shit gets me hot. I'm kind of debating on, like, self-driving or not, but I'm like, self-driving cars only work when literally every other car is self-driving.
Yeah.
So, asterisk behind self-driving upon the conditions that every other car is also self-driving. I'm simple as shit when it comes to cars. I want the gas pedal to accelerate when I push down on it. I don't like delays. And I want a fucking really good sound system. Because I want to be immersed in the driving experience, especially like if I'm by myself or something, I'm listening to like an album or like a soundtrack or something like that. I'm like, no, I want that shit loud, and I want to feel it while I'm driving. I want to get lost.
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
Cool. Mine would be more definitely hatchback for sure.
Hell yeah.
Because it's the only ones that make sense to me.
They look better than sedans. Like, they just look better. I'm sure
Then
there's
you
people
got-
that disagree, but I'm like, they look better.
You have more trunks or more feasible trunk space.
Yeah, it's like having a mini pickup
Yeah,
with a roof.
pretty much. Design-wise, similar to a Honda CRX, mixed in with probably the newer Toyota Corolla hatchbacks.
Oh, I like that. I just drove by one earlier today, and I was like, I don't hate that.
No, yeah, my dad has one, so
Nice. Nice.
Feature-wise, definitely would love it to have essentially like one of those engines that runs on like hydrogen.
Fuck yeah.
Just because it's still combustible, it's still like, but you're just spitting out water.
Yep. Yep.
So it's best of both worlds in my head, because I'm like,
I hope that shit catches on quicker than not, because I don't want to get an electric car if I don't have to.
if it's possible, I would probably have it hybrid with just like an internal battery, kind of like the Priuses.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't have to plug it in or anything. It has a battery. It uses the battery, and you have the hydrogen fuel, so you can essentially get the more mileage out of it.
Yeah, and if you can hook that up to some sort of kinetic charging capability too.
Well, yeah, that's what the braking is for. At least the Prius it's regenerative braking. So your braking essentially charges up your battery.
I like how you gestured outside to your car that is not here.
It's not in here. It doesn't fit in the garage here.
No, but you went like Prius. Because that's where you would have parked your car.
It's what
but it's not there.
It is a hatchback, so
I do like that though. That was very nice.
Something in that sense. If we can make it hybrid. If not, I'm fine with just hydrogen. Mm-hmm. The other portion features would be essentially a lot of cameras so I can see the blind spots.
Oh, okay.
So like some problems with hybrids, just some, are the rear view mirror. You can see part of what's going on, but not all of it. And especially on the sides, it's harder to find out what's going on. Or the back sides. So like maybe a camera that's pointed in the back that is your rear view mirror essentially. So you see everything that's going on in the back. Mm-hmm. Some lens to kind of like block out a lot of the headlights at night, for sure, because those are annoying.
Yeah, they're all fucking like LEDs and shit now.
Yeah. And I know a lot of the reasons they don't do that at the moment is there tends to be some latency with what the camera sees and what's being spit at you or put in your vision. So definitely have that optimized to where it's like very minimal latency between that, so you kind of get your information right away.
Yeah, you want it as much real time as possible. Yeah,
the side view mirrors, take those off and have cameras instead to see your side as well. And basically every mirror that you would need, I want it camera based instead of like a mirror. That would be a nice feature to have.
Electronically speaking, that sounds like a nightmare in terms of like upkeep.
Yeah.
Where you're like, this cable is loose on your left camera. And you're like, God damn it.
That's why we would use the premium stuff where it's make sure everything's connected. There's no like, oh, we connected these like this. No, I would go to soldering maybe. Soldering all the connections in.
Nice. As they should be. It's fucking electronics. Yeah. Like what?
exactly.
We do that already with electronics, but we're like, well, because it's in a car, we're using a plastic clip that can get rattled and broken. And it's like, why? And it's like, well, that's what we've always done.
It makes it easier to assemble.
No.
That's the bigger features I want. Everything else can be like however it wants to be. The standard features for sure.
I have an amendum for my build real quick.
Go for it.
I want a button in the car that inflates a lifelike blow-up
Doll?
person in the passenger side or in the passenger seat so I can get in the carpool.
Okay.
But I want it to be like really fucking realistic. You know what I mean? Like, like it's got to be so realistic that nobody would even consider pulling me over. But I want that. Just a button and it's just like... It's like, yep.
He's with me.
Yep, that's my dude. He's wearing a hat already and everything. Like, no, that's a real person.
Oh, yeah. That'd be good.
So
cool.
Yeah, I could literally only think of 3 features from my own car.
Yeah, and the standard features are just standard. The lane feature where it knows that if you're going out of lane, it corrects itself.
Do you like driving with that?
Yes. Mine doesn't have that, which I'm
Okay.
kind of sad. Some of the company vehicles we had that.
That annoys me.
I like it for the fact because I'll drive myself and I'll turn off that feature, which if it's when I have it in the vehicle, it's going to be either on or off. Like, do you want it on? Do you want it to help you, or do you want it off? I'm not going to have it mandatory because when something's mandatory, it just no. Because there's sometimes when you want to use it, sometimes when you don't.
Right. You should be able to shut features off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason I like it is more in traffic times where it's going slow. I can trust it to make the decision of like, is it in lane or not? And then if it does try and go out of lane, I'm like, I can correct it because we're going slow.
Right.
Everything's nice and relaxed. And then when we're in high speeds or open freeway, I'm like, I can kind of have it on, but like normally that's when I have it off. Where it's like, no, let me do the driving. I do, however, like it's a little bit more trustworthy is the cruise control. And it senses how far away you are from the next car, so it knows to slow down. Did you not know some of those do that?
I did not know they did that.
Yeah. So that part, I can have a little bit more trust in because that part uses a sonar. So it knows when something's like a certain distance away.
See, for me, that sounds like a cure to road rage for myself. Because if I'm not in control of how fast I'm going and I'm just kind of along for the ride, then I get more in tune to whatever music I'm playing or a podcast I'm listening to. Which means I'm less concerned about the person who's driving 55 in front of me in the left lane.
Yeah.
But
Wait, left lane?
Yeah, in the left lane, because there's always somebody driving 55 in the left lane on the freeway.
Like the furthest left lane?
Yes. There's always somebody driving fucking 55 in the left lane.
They shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. But there's always somebody doing it. And
horrible.
I think if you're not in control of your speed, you're just kind of like, you're along for the ride. You're like, I'm going to get there when I get there. I'm doing something else. It's like the step in between, like the self-driving car.
But yeah, features, that's what I would pick. Ready for your question?
I am.
What things do you now know you need, but didn't always know?
A schedule / structure of daily life.
It's almost like a checklist?
Yeah, and I think that was probably instilled on me very early on in my life. But as an adult, it's something that I've learned to kind of lean on a little bit. Like, I have a calendar in my phone that tells me what days I'm doing laundry, what days I'm cleaning, what day, like, I have it broken down for that on purpose so that on a daily basis, I'm like, oh, I've only got like 2 things to do today. And everything else is scheduled throughout the week.
Okay.
Like, including the podcast, including working on music, which now I'm using kind of my Thursdays for. And I think with that, because I have a time and place kind of set out for everything, I've just been like less stressed about everything in general.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, well, I have a plan for this. Also, if one of those things don't happen on that day, I don't kill myself for it. Like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, like sometimes I'm not going to get to it. That's fine. I'll get to it like the next day that I have it scheduled or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Very nice.
That's that. Mr. Joel.
Sorry, it's echolocation.
What are the best and worst compliments that a stranger has ever given you?
Best or worst?
Best and worst.
Okay. Making sure. Making sure.
That a stranger has given you.
Best and worst. So my best compliment has been that I'm a good instructor. Yeah, I like to dumb things down. Because I dumb it down when I'm learning it.
Yeah, same.
So I'm like...
Same.
Like, I understand your insane vocabulary.
Right.
But I'm going to dumb it down so I can learn it better.
You're like, I have translated this into language that a 5-year-old can figure out, and I'm going to explain it to you in that way, not because I think you're a 5-year-old, but because that's what I need.
And that way I can teach it to someone else.
Right. And you're like, there's no way you're not going to get this because I've literally translated this to a 5-year-old speech. Mm-hmm. Like, you got this.
This is the simplified version. If someone asks you in a complicated way, just say you got this.
I like that.
And the worst compliment, which wouldn't be a compliment.
Right? Like, that seems kind of like it would be an insult. But I guess if we're talking about, like, literally.
So, like, a compliment that I think is just...
Maybe like a backhanded compliment.
Oh, okay.
I would say would be like the worst kind of compliment.
I really have to think, because normally if I do get something negative, backhanded wise, I kind of put it in the back of my head. And maybe it hasn't happened. Who knows?
Well, then maybe let's just go with like a lame compliment where somebody's like, hey, I like the light bulbs you picked out. Where you're like, thanks. What?
But they were great light bulbs. Like,
no, but no. Even if they were, you're like, why the fuck would you say that? Like, leave me alone. Because this is a stranger.
Yeah.
Complimenting you on something.
You know what? Maybe this might have been a backhanded compliment. I'll let you decide. I think it was like the way I smiled. He said made a lot of like guest altercations, because this was at Disney. A lot of the guest altercations kind of like mellow out. So I don't know, like, if he was like trying to just say I had a dumb smile or like something that like.
That sounds like a nice thing.
It does sound like, but I'm like,
so
that would
he's
be like
saying, this person's saying that your smile was de-escalating issues between guests.
Yeah. But again, I took it as a nice way at the time. I don't know if he might have like that. That's why I'm like, I'll leave it to you. So no.
I feel like that sounds like a genuinely like really nice thing about your smile and the effect that it has on people, which is a diffusing smile.
Yeah, and I didn't think he even like he would have said something as a backhanded compliment anyway. Because
rejected.
Like that's the only thing I can think of.
That's not a bad compliment.
Sorry.
That was just an excuse for you to tell people about your beautiful smile. You son of a bitch.
My goofy smile. I think that's what he said. Like it's a goofy smile where it's like just makes people not want to continue or something.
No, I think it's genuine when it happens, and I think that has an effect on people where they're like, there's an innocence to genuine.
I mean, I have had insults for sure.
No, we're not.
But we're not talking about insults.
We're talking about compliments.
Yeah. And I can't think of any.
Okay, I'll field this question for you. I believe I once complimented you on your Velcro strapped shoes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I didn't take that as backhanded.
No, not backhanded, but the worst compliment. Because it's got nothing to do with you. It's just like, oh, I like that your shoes are Velcro, which makes them easy to put on and take off. And it's like, cool.
To the part where I now just don't have any.
Same. But yeah, I would consider that like a bad compliment where it's like, thanks for...
Sure.
Thanks, and also like, why do you even say that? Like... What was the purpose of that? Like, what a strange thing to like compliment me on something else. You piece
But yeah,
of shit.
see, like a compliment like that, I wouldn't even have like. But that's not something I would keep in the back of my head.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like it's a. I would not be good at answering these questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Like good compliments, I can tell you because I'm like, oh yeah, this person.
Yeah, those are the ones that you remember. The bad compliments are people just like it's the hit and misses, right?
Yeah,
where they're like, "Hey, I like your shirt," and you're like, "Cool." Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna order. You know, like you're not even fucking paying attention to them because you're like, that had no effect on me. Okay, next question.
What 3 things do you think cause most relationships to end? 3 things.
That cause relationships to end?
Yes.
Lack of communication, lack of understanding, and sex.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like, well, I'm going to expand a little.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you wanted to expand on that. Do you want to give some extra inches there?
So I think the lack of communication, which is each individual in the relationship not communicating their wants, their needs, and then not speaking up about when things are going wrong and things like that. Like communication's a huge fucking thing. To me in particular, it always feels like an excessive amount of communication where I'm like, yeah, but shouldn't some things be left unsaid? And it's like, no, they actually shouldn't, because everything that is left unsaid is potential for an issue or a problem in the future. The lack of understanding, which is, I think, the next step in the communication, where it's like, you can both be communicating very effectively, but if you're not understanding each other, if you're not seeing things from each other's perspectives, or just taking what's being told to you at face value and just hearing the person for what they're saying and, you know, what they're trying to get across or whatever, then you're both lost. Like, you're both in essentially separate places at that point, because if you don't understand each other, then like all the communication's not going to mean shit.
Right.
And then on top of all that, I think it's like 100% sex. Unfortunately, like, we're fucking animals. Like what? And then,
I mean, I'm not fucking animals, but
we're not literally fucking animals. We are
animals.
Fucking. It sounds worse that way. We're fucking animals. Once there's a disconnect with sex, like, things just go downhill quick. Because I feel like with most adult relationships, it's one of those like first things that kind of happens that's like, oh, hey, like, we're taking our relationship to the next level, and we're obviously like being more intimate with each other, and you know, it's very intimate, right? Mm-hmm. Sex. And then if that starts to dwindle, and there's a lack of communication and there's a lack of understanding, then there's just like so many fucking issues that come out of that, because everything just I think, starts to spiral from there. Oh, why aren't we having sex? And then it's, oh, well, this is why. I don't believe you. And that's all three problems.
You must
all
be
in one.
cheating on me.
Well, it's all three problems in one, where it's like you're not having sex, you're not communicating about it, and you're not understanding each other. If you have or have not communicated about it.
Mm-hmm.
So always talk to your partner, always understand your partner, and always have sex with your partner.
Just have good sex with your partner.
No, it doesn't have to be
It
good.
just has to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be good.
Okay.
No, but it should be good. Try a little bit. And actually, here's a quick tip for everybody who hasn't been told it. I wasn't told this growing up. Take care of her first. And then you can take care of yourself.
Yeah, because we're quicker, right?
We're much quicker. Take care of her first. Enjoy your partner. Or, if you're a same-sex couple, take care of him first. Or take care of her first. It doesn't matter which order you do. Just do that. Don't be selfish in the bedroom. Period.
Good advice.
Oh. This is your question.
Yeah.
What are the best and worst insults you've received? It's the exact opposite of the last question.
Okay, so that's why I couldn't find it.
And that's why I was steering you
away
of
from
insults in
Got it.
particular, yeah.
The best. So I'm assuming just an insult that made me laugh or something about.
Or maybe, yeah, either laugh or that maybe you agree on or something. I don't know. This just feels mean, though.
Yeah. Again, I don't even know if I've...
Oh, you've never been insulted before? That's great.
I probably have.
All right, episode over.
I probably have been insulted. But I have pretty thick armor, so...
Okay, so then let's go like best insult that you received in terms of something that like kind of made you laugh or that you thought was funny, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst one would be something that you're like, come on, man. Like, you're not even fucking trying.
Well, I guess one of the worst ones was they were trying to make fun of my name. And just landed flat.
What were they saying?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't tell you it was during basic training. It was either basic training or the individual training for like my job portion.
Like something as lame as like, oh, what's your name? Joe L.
Something like that.
Yeah. Like,
but it's more
not,
last name because
okay.
they only really know the last name.
Gotcha.
You only put your last name on there on your uniform.
Oh, look, here comes 10 Oreo. Is that better than what they said?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And honestly, that one doesn't faze me as much because that's what I say to people when they don't know how to say my name or my last name.
Like the
it's
phonetic.
Like it's 10 Oreos. So 10 Oreo.
Nice. Nice. We would have been friends if we were in the military together. But we would be in trouble a lot, I think.
I don't know.
Tenorio, Weston, get your shit together. Like, we're just fucking making fun of these guys over here.
That would definitely be the worst one.
Okay, but you don't remember exactly what they said.
Yeah, I don't remember what they said.
Fair enough. To whoever you are, if you hear this, if you could just let us know what you said to Joel, that'd be great.
Or if anyone wants to chime in on a good insult that would make me laugh of my last name.
Yeah, the worst possible insult that you could think of.
And then we can use that as my next answer, whatever they come up with.
As your best insult. my best insult was from this random person who was listening to the podcast.
Like, anytime someone would insult me, I would just make fun of it or continue it, like, by insulting myself. Essentially, add on top. So not like I insult you back. It's, yes, let's go with that. I am that.
Roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah. I feel like that's a good defense mechanism, though. Feels less mean.
Yeah. A lot of the, I guess, if we're going to go with stuff that I may have had rolling punches with, was always the, like, insinuations that I was gay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's... Okay, say no more. So I was actually reading the card again, and I was like... I'm like, is this that hard? And I was like, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Because growing up, that was what it was. Where it was like, that was the worst possible thing that you could be growing up for some reason.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, you're gay. And you're like, I'm not though. Stop. No, I'm not. I actually like girls. I am glad we're not in that history anymore. In that, that's not the thing. But I feel like that was what it was, though. Is I think when you and I were both like in fucking school, right? It was like you were gay or you were a girl, and those were like the worst things that somebody could call you. And it was always for something stupid. Yep. Well, I hope the guy who called me gay is sucking somebody else's dick right now. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I think, or I hope that he has come to terms with his own sexuality and he is sucking the dick of his lover. Because he was clearly projecting.
Yep. Clearly.
Well, most likely. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's just like a complete tool. I don't know. I don't have a specific person in mind. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, neither do I.
Sick.
Nice. That ends it. All right, sir. What do you think of that quote?
I mean, Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
No, the other Sam. The one who had that profound quote, and I don't think that it's a coincidence that our names are the same. I'm also a very profound man.
Yeah. And you would also love to time travel.
I'd love to time travel. Let's replace the quote. Let's re-record the intro and say, I'd like to time travel, and just put Sam Weston. Actually, that's not my last name. Don't look me up.
People already know my last name by now.
Honestly, I think it's one of those things that I feel like everyone on the planet has kind of thought of before. We're like, oh, what if I could go back in time? And what if I could see something that I wasn't able to live through? What if I could go back and change something? It's kind of like a universal understanding where I think, again, well, I guess I can't say everyone, but I'm pretty sure everyone has thought about it before because everyone's either seen a movie or read a book or something like that and has thought about, like, well, what if I could go back?
Yeah.
What if I could go meet my grandpa and sleep with my grandma? That happens, Joel.
Become your own.
That happens, Joel. There's stories about that. Back to the Future is like the same fucking thing. Except for it's his mom, which is even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking it a step beyond, which is, yes, Futurama.
Futurama.
Yes.
Exactly like it.
Yeah, 2 examples of something that has happened.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'd love to time travel. I agree, 100%. It'd be fun. Again, I think more so on our parameters, though. I don't want fucking repercussions coming back to bite me in the ass.
Honestly, I'd love to time travel too. But more specifically, I would love to time travel as a spectator and not as a to touch things.
Correct. Our parameters, like the bubble and the nothing. Like, you can see everything, but nobody can see you. Nobody can touch you. Like, you're there to bear witness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Though that would be the best kind of time travel if we can get that going.
I agree. That's like the next level streaming service. Netflix will have it out in fucking a decade.
Yeah.
Where they're like, yeah, we're not making movies anymore. Just here.
Time travel to a specific point in time and
Yeah,
enjoy your show.
Yeah, buy one of our TVs. You can channel surf through time.
That too.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be there. You don't have to get the smells. You can just view it on your TV.
Oh, no, it'll be a 5D experience.
Ooh. Wait, no, it'd be 4D.
No, it's 5D.
It's 5D?
Yeah.
5D sense of smell?
Yeah, there's a fifth dimension. It's smell, sight, sound. Oh, it's taste. You can taste the past. You're like, tastes like sulfur. This is bad. No wonder why there's no humans here.
It's like you can get Agent Orange as well.
That is my soul.
As we say goodbye.
Goodbye. And you're welcome. And,
See you next time.
and also, we're sorry.
That we don't know how to properly end this.
We'll figure it out.
Ah,